Why did I take my niece's stepdad to court then celebrate when I lost? 14 months ago, my sister died in my arms. Her nurse walked in holding a piece of paper within minutes. This is your sister's only dying request. I opened the tear-stained letter with shaking hands and my jaw dropped. My husband has been grooming my daughter. It started when he thought my cancer made me too weak to notice. I thought I could handle it alone. But he destroyed the cameras and corrupted the audio recordings. My face went pale as I read this last part. I need you to make sure that bastard pays. Kill him if you have to. You know my address. I went to the bathroom and splashed cold water on my face. I always told my sister I would do anything for her. That doesn't change because she's dead. I immediately drove to her house where my 10-year-old niece was sitting on the porch, her backpack already packed. Her stepfather stood blocking the doorway, his arms crossed. She's not going anywhere. I'm her legal guardian. My niece stood frozen behind him, 10 pounds lighter than when I'd last seen her. The door slammed shut. Through the window, I watched him lead her upstairs, his hand gripping her wrist. I filed for emergency custody the next morning, but his lawyer was already prepared. My client is concerned about the uncle's mental stability following his sister's death, he argued. She's been stalking the family. The judge granted me supervised visits only, 2 hours monthly at a community center. My first visit wasn't for 3 weeks. When I finally saw her, she'd lost more weight. Dark circles made her look hollow. I don't sleep good, she whispered while we played checkers. He checks on me a lot at night. The supervisor wrote something down. My niece immediately went quiet. That's when my lawyer started building our case. I hired a private investigator to gather intel. I learned about his ex-wife who fled to a different country with their young daughter, learned about his involvement in the corn industry, and slowly the tables were turning. 3 weeks later, the stepfather confronted me at a grocery store. I know what you're doing, he said calmly. Stop following me or you'll never see her again. My investigator approached me that night, 12 weeks before the trial. He threatened my family, he explained. I'm sorry, but I can't do this. He took all the files he'd gathered with him. My niece's teacher called me secretly a week later. She fell asleep in class and had a nightmare. She was screaming, "Please don't, I'll be good." I brought this information to my lawyer, but the stepfather had already gotten to the school. The teacher visited us and officially recanted everything with 10 weeks to trial. My niece was pulled from that school the next day, enrolled somewhere that wouldn't tell me. During my next visit, everything was different. Everything is fine at home, she said robotically. He takes good care of me. She'd been coached. When the supervisor stepped away briefly, she quickly lifted her sleeve, bruises shaped like fingers. The supervisor returned before I could photograph them. I started driving by their house at night 8 weeks before trial. I'd parked down the street and watched as her bedroom light stayed on until dawn. Sometimes I'd see him enter her room at 2, 3 in the morning. I called police for welfare checks, but he'd charm them every time. Concerned uncle making trouble, they'd write in their reports. Child appears well cared for. 2 months in, she'd stopped eating almost entirely. During a visit, she gave me a drawing when the supervisor was distracted. It showed a stick figure girl getting small.